Hello, my name is Barbara Delaney, and I am here to tell you today how to formulate toner for pre-lightened hair in the most simplified terms possible. We are on a time crunch, so we're going to do this very quickly, but I promise you, if you follow this formula, it will help you in every color that you do, whether it's for pre-lightened hair or any color. So, I have 25 plus years experience as a stylist. I am a licensed instructor and I am a master colorist. I think I can get you where you need to be because one of the hardest concepts for me as a student all those years ago was toner and how does it work and why do we need it? And when I would ask questions, I would get answers like, well, when you've been doing it long enough, it'll just come to you. You'll just know. Okay, that wasn't good enough for me because my brain doesn't work like that. I'm not your regular stylist that just works on art and gut feeling. I want the science of it. So I'm going to teach you this very simple formula to help you with every color you will ever do. And I'm not here to insult anyone's intelligence, but we're going to start with something so basic that you probably learned it in primary school, but we're going to go over it again. And it is the primary colors. There are 3 of them. And just in case you don't remember what they are, I'm going to tell you right now. The 3 primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. Red, blue, yellow. You have to know this like you know your own name. Like even more than you know your own name. Your dying breath should be primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. And then you can expire. That's how much you have to know these 3 things because there's nothing wrong with the color wheel. It is beautiful and very helpful. But at the end of the day, when you've been doing color and cuts and dealing with the school calling and complaining customers or whatever, the last thing I can think of is that color wheel and what is opposite it, like everybody always told me. So I've simplified it down to these 3 colors, red, blue, and yellow. Know them like you know your name. The next thing you have to know just as well is this. When you mix all 3 of those primary colors, red, blue, and yellow together, they cancel each other out. Some people will tell you it turns white, and some people will tell you it turns black, and some people tell you it'll just disappear. I don't understand because I tried mixing all those things together and it never turned black or clear or white. It just turned into this. A neutral blob of bleh. Neutral blob of bleh. That's what you get when you mix all 3 of those colors. That is very important to know. You need to know it just as much as you know what the 3 primary colors are. And if you can commit that to your memory, you are 2/3 of the way there. Okay? There's one more thing that is just as important as those 2 things I just told you. And that is there's a whole other group of colors called secondary colors. Secondary colors are 2 primary colors mixed together. You aren't going to get the neutral blah, blah, blah because you're missing one of the 2 primary colors. The first one is red, equal parts of red and blue is going to give you purple. Also, sometimes it's called violet. I said purple. Either one will work. Red and blue is purple. That's a secondary color. The next one, red and yellow, is orange. Orange is a secondary color. It is missing one of the primary colors, so it's not going to be a neutral blah, blah, blah. And the last primary color is yellow and blue equals green. I think I have that upside down. There we go. Yellow and blue equals green. And that is the other primary colors. Secondary colors. So here we're going to just recap real fast. You have primary colors, which are red, blue, and yellow, and you have secondary colors, which are violet, green, and orange. And if you mix all 3 primary colors together, you're going to get a neutral blob of bleh. Now, you are so close to being brilliant at color. Here is what you need to know. Every single toner has a base to it. It's either a primary color or a secondary color. And I've looked at all the brands. I've tried them all. And somewhere on the box or the bottle or the tube, it's going to tell you what the base color is. It's either going to say blue or red or gold, which was yellow, or it might say ash, which means green, or it might say pearl instead of blue. It's not hard to crack the code. Just look at it and figure. It's very easy. Once you look at all of them, you'll figure out which one's missing, so you'll know if they're saying blue or pearl. That's the code you need to crack. And that leads us to what I like to call, and don't freak out because this word kind of creeps people out a little bit, but it is all the factors that take us to color math. Color math. It's not like regular math. It's a lot easier. Color math. There's really not even numbers involved, but they still call it math, okay? Because it's all the colors, and it's a very, very, very simple concept. In fact, I had to put that on a page just so you'll know how simple it is. It's very simple. A very simple concept in color math. And here it is. Are you ready? When you're doing color math, which is how you're going to formulate every color you ever do, we're talking about lightener today, but you'll use it in regular color too. Here is what you need to know. Which color or colors are missing? That's how simple it is. Which color or colors are missing? Of those 6 colors we just talked about. There it is. You can go home now. We're done. It is so easy. And I know that right now, this is kind of swirling around in your brain and you're like, I don't think I get it. Well, we're going to do just a few examples to help you understand it. Here we go. The first one is, let's say somebody has too much red in their hair. Now we're using lightener. We're talking about lightener today, and that doesn't happen a whole lot when you're lightening, but sometimes it does. Sometimes somebody has done something to themselves, because we all know that happens, but sometimes somebody has too much red in their hair and they want rid of the red. They don't like that red. That's just not, their mother was red or their best friend was red and she's not their best friend anymore. For whatever reason, they don't like that red in there. They don't like that warmth. They want it a little bit cooler. So here we go. They are red. What colors of the primary colors are missing? Blue and yellow. And we all know that when you put blue and yellow together, we get green, the primary color. So you're going to want to put a toner on there that has a green or ash base, because our goal for today is to get them to a neutral blob of Bleh, okay? There might be times when you don't want a neutral blob of Bleh. Maybe somebody wants more warmth or less warmth. Maybe they want to be really cool. So, but for today, our goal is a neutral blob of Bleh. We want it all neutralized. That's what toner does. It neutralizes out, that tones out the unwanted colors. You've already lightened. Toner's not going to get you any lighter. If you aren't to the level you want to be, you need to put more lightener on there, because toner is not going to lighten it. All toner is going to do is tone out, mask the unwanted tones in that color. So that's red. Doesn't happen a whole lot with lightener, but sometimes it does. The next example is brass. There are 2 different kinds of brass. The first one we're going to talk about is if they're brassy yellow. I could show you yellow brass. I could have shown you yellow brass a few days ago, but I colored my hair, so it's not there anymore. But it happens right here. And yellow brass is a very distinct look. I am predominantly white in the front. In the back, I'm still really dark. And I don't really know. I don't want to look two-toned, so I want my hair to be one color. This is what I see more than anything, because I don't look at the back of my head. So I color all of my hair to this color. When I lighten the back, because it is so dark, I can only lift it to a yellow color. And when I'm talking yellow, I mean, I call it the corn patch. It is yellow, almost neon yellow. So let's go back to our formula. If you are trying to get rid of yellow, and yellow is what you have, you are going to have to tone it with some blue and red. Those are the missing colors. So we're going for a neutral blob of Bleh. We need to add blue and red, which is the secondary color, violet. Violet will tone out too much yellow. Simple enough. Find you a toner that has a violet base, and it usually says violet. So I've not come across any that say anything besides violet. Don't get confused if it has a P, because P does not stand for purple. It stands for pearl. So look for a V or the word violet. And our final example is brass. That is that orange brass. And if you haven't seen it yet, you will. I promise you. And I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for, because people get confused on, is it orange or is it yellow? I'm going to tell you, and this is really gross, but this is just the way it is. If you ate a bunch of French fries with ketchup on them, and about an hour later you vomited them up, that color is orange brass. I know it's gross, but that's what the hair looks like when it's got too much orange in it. So we're going to go back to our formula. If it is orange, which is yellow and red, what is missing? Blue. Red and yellow is already in there. We're wanting a neutral blob of Bleh. So you're going to find you a toner with a blue base. It'll either say blue, sometimes it'll say pearl. I want to caution you that when you use toners, they will oxidize and turn the color of the base. So if you're putting a violet toner on, it might oxidize and have a purplish color. Now, it's not going to want to look purple like an Easter egg, but it might look purplish. If you're worried about it, buff it out a little bit, see where you're at. If it's not where you want to be, just smear some more back on there and let it sit. 10 minutes usually is about all you need with a toner, up to 20 minutes. There are some that say leave it on for the full 20 minutes. And I'm a person that says I watch and see what I need, because once it's on there, if it grabs that base, then you're going to have to go in and do a whole new process to get it off. That is the formula. It will help you with all of your pre-lightened colors. It will help you when you're formulating colors. Remember this. There's so much more to color, but if you can commit this to memory, it will help you with every other color that you do. It will all fall into place. I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to leave it with you right here so you can let that digest. And good luck, make $1 million, and go out there and change the world.